lot of changes in the summer. How do you view how Nottingham Forest are playing?
Oh, it's a lot of things are clear. So the atmosphere will be outstanding. I'm 100% sure. So that's what I think I like that as an experience to have it as well, because it's one thing to talk about because everybody tells you, and one thing to experience yourself, or it's another thing. But of course, when we faced them last time, they were full of confidence. They were really flying, and we felt that it was a well trained team, which they still are. But that in that moment, everything, all the pieces fell in place pretty much. So that's different this season, but that makes it even more difficult because now the spirit will be at 100%. They will fight for everything. They want to change their situation, and that's what we have to expect. Yes, it's lineup-wise. Cook was there. I'm not sure if he played that night, but Johnson played definitely. Yates played, if I'm right. So some others, different, a lot of different players now on the pitch. But that's clear. We had all the images, all the pictures. We could see who he will probably line up. Has a lot of options as well, especially up front. Can play different players up front. So, but in the end, it's a football game, and we have to make sure that we can bring through our stuff.
Thank you. Fantastic. That's for the person here.
Oh, we just follow the process, the complete normal process. So, in this moment, I expect being on the bench tomorrow, yes, but I don't know 100%. But I think the normal process. We are not now too used to it, but we have enough people who know how it goes, and we did everything we had to do.
Naby.
When could we expect to actually see him back in full flow? Are you talking after the World Cup?
Look, we have to. No, before. But it's not a preseason like 5-6 weeks. The thing is, what we can do in rehab with these tough muscle injuries is that they do everything apart from team training. So you cannot replace team training. They do football work. They run more than we do in training sessions because they have to these kind of things. But then you can, with nothing in rehab, you can replace a football session. If it's a small-sided game or whatever, it's a complete different intensity to everything you can produce in a rehab. So, and that's why I say now the football part of the preseason starts for him physically. He could probably run our marathon when he starts on Monday, but that's not helpful because he needs to do other movements, and that's why. As long as we can give the boys time to recover fully and get as fit as possible, we always try to do that. The problem is when you start with injuries in the season, then the boys who come back very often have to play too early because there are no other options. In this case, I hope now that we can do that we can give him time and until he can play. But maybe next week I tell you Naby Keita starts. I don't know. We will see.
Okay, thank you.
Is helping you with these performances?
Stability, closing gaps we left open in the weeks before. Not on purpose, it just happened. We played for quite a time, a specific system, a specific way. And when you get used to things, you lose a little bit the desire for the detail. And because it was so well tuned, let me say like this, how we defended or how we pressed or how we did different things. Little things can change a lot, and that's why we had to change a big thing, and to start thinking new about it as a group, and not telling him if you do differently, you do differently, because it's always a row of different things what happened then, and that's why we had to do it slightly different. It's actually not a big difference. It's a change of responsibilities slightly. It gave us so far more stability in different moments. Will we always play like this in the last game now to get stability again? We changed to a 4-5-1 in the last few minutes. So that's possible still. It all depends to who's available, who is fit, who can. When we started the 4-4-2, we had two more strikers available. Feels like long ago, but it's only like I'm not sure 10 days ago that we had two more, and so we have to stay open for all different possibilities what we can do, and we will, and then we make decisions about that. So it's about what is best for us and what is the worst for the opponent. That's pretty much how you try to set up, and that's what we always did and will do.